abused, I got angry and smashed up the house. The policewoman got called and was horrible to me, saying I was ungrateful to my mother. She told me I was a very ungrateful bully and I didn't deserve any of my belongings. I now know I have all to them too, and I knew I couldn't tell the police lady about the abuse, and I knew it was injustice that I was being blamed. So when she left, I threw away many of my belongings, and I self-harmed, burnt myself deeply for the first time in my life when I was 12. When I was younger, 7, 8, 9 years, I used to bite my bed. It has many teeth marks in the wood from when I was younger. I did it when I was angry and fear, with tears running down my face. I always imagined freedom and imagined telling someone, but Joanne knew I would, so when I was 8 years old, she told me the worst stories about care, how they sexually abuse you every day. She told me in care the abuse was worse and it would continue, but sexual abuse as well as physical and emotional. I believed her. She scared me into silence. Me and my sister, we were beaten so often it became normal despite feeling broken each time. I could never wait to grow up and be free, and now I am older, I am left with the consequences of child abuse, and I have been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, so now I fear to grow up and I don't see a future. That is half of my what I've written. There's another whole half. I'm going to try and read quicker. She acted as if I should be excited for the holidays, but I hated them. It meant me and my sister were trapped in a car with her. She kept weapons in the car in case we argued on the way and made too much noise. If she heard too much noise, she turned around with a fly swat. She hit us with them, so sometimes she just kept slippers in the car to hit us with instead. I don't know how I feel about my dad because he saw a lot of the abuse and never helped. He has only hit me 3 times in my life and put his hands around my neck once. I was 12 when he did that. He beat me when I was 9. He put my face on the bed and beat me with his belt and his work shoe with a big heel at the bottom. It hurt a lot. I seem to forgive him since he only beat me 4 times. I calculated how many times my mother beat me. I did 3 times 52 since there are 52 weeks in a year, and she beat me 3 days a week for 10 years. It came up to 1,500. I calculated that times 6 since each time I was beaten 6 times. Then that is 7,000 beatings in my lifetime. She always told me that she only ever got hit 4 times by her parents because she was a good child. I told her that it isn't good child versus bad child. Because that is child abuse versus non-child abuse. You can't compare 4 beatings to 7,000. You have already crossed that line of child abuse once you have passed around 50 lifetime beatings. I reached 7,000. When I was 12 years old, I finally had a phone. I had so many recordings of her abusing us. I told my sister told her. She found my phone and destroyed it to get rid of the evidence of child abuse. I have so many bad memories. I remember age 8, I was getting changed for PE. I always changed behind something, like a table, just to hide my knees and my back from everyone. She always beats me on my legs and sometimes my elbows. I had purple bruises that I had to limp to school a few times in pain, and whenever I put pressure on my knee, it hurt like hell for around 2 weeks because of the bruises. I never talked at school. I was so unhappy every day. Everyone is so happy. There is no everyone is so happy they know I am autistic because they think it explains my problems. The diagnosis has explained a few things about me, but I know many of my problems are from a decade of abuse, even if no one else knows. I'm so damaged now. All I needed was safety and love. In care, things are just as bad because I'm so damaged now. I am left with no self-esteem and severe social anxiety, so in care I risk killing myself. I am an exception from other children. I can't be put in care. I'll stay under the blanket forever in care. All I ever wanted was therapy for my abuse, but they tell you it's confidential unless you tell them something worrying. I always knew this, so I could never be honest and open up. I would be taken into care, which I hate because of social anxiety and no self-esteem. Maybe I will show someone this someday, but probably I have to deal with the consequences of childhood abuse. Will be taken away. All she ever did was provide for me and my sister with food, a home, clothes. She abused us behind it all. No one knew. Many child abusers can seem like lovely people to the rest of the world. I can such as Jimmy Savile. Everyone loved him and his victims knew the truth, similar to my situation. Everyone loves her, but we know the truth. I have run away 15 times, first time age 12. Many people who run away are running away from something, not towards something. Many times through the beatings I run into the garden just to avoid being hit. Instead she would lock me outside for hours as a punishment, and when she finally did let me in, I got hit anyway. I sat in my garden alone for a long time. After 20 minutes of banging on the door, I was only 8 when she did this to me. It happened a lot. On holiday in our other home, she let me outside for around 2 hours. I got tired asking to come in after 20 minutes, so I sat outside for 2 hours. And me and my sister lived, who was abused every day as young children. She destroyed my sister's phone. I can't remember why, but she put the phone on concrete and put it down and smashed it up with a hammer in front of my sister and me. Most days, all we ever heard was, "I'm going to beat the living daylights out of you," and then she did. "I'm going to splatter your brains across the walls." All I had every day. It seems like a horror story, but it was our reality. Everything we did, any mistake, beatings came. If I dropped my hot chocolate or brought mud in on my shoes, if I took money from her, I took £2 in total, but I got beaten for that, and so did my sister because I was too scared to own up. She beat us both. She used to beat us both if one of us did something wrong. We both got beaten. She always says to me, "I've changed." Haven't I changed? I always say to her, "You have changed, but I have changed too." Negatively, all because of you. I tell her you can't just change a decade of abuse. I tell her how damaged I am because of her. I tell her she can't act like she didn't do this to me. She changed because she got tired of beating us and we got older. She stopped she stopped emotional abuse when I was 13 and physical abuse when I was 12. When I was 12 we argued. She would leave me for 10 hours. 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. the whole day. I actually liked her leaving me. I hated her because of what all she ever did. All I ever needed was therapy and not going to care.